Alright guys, it's Kremp again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. TJ's at it again, comparing and contrasting the new OpTic and LA Thieves roster and saying to Scrappy, look, yes, your team might be pretty good on paper for the upcoming year, but still not good enough to beat OpTic in the upcoming season. Shotzzy also giving his perspective on the absolute breakdown that's been happening to Scrap in some of these chals over the last few days. Lots to get into today with CoD Next on the horizon as well. Very much interested to your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. This is a screenshot from the sensational $4,000, I think it was, Throwback Black Ops 2 LAN that happened yesterday. This is quite the picture that Paul X tweeted out here. We got the Starbucks bottle, we got the Zins, and we've got Nuketown on a warm-up in the background as well. Matt Scronce, his, like, you know, they used to name the bots, so maybe they still do it after the track developers. So, yeah, BO2, Nuketown 2025. It doesn't get much better than this. And, well, as you can see, Shorston's here unboxing all of the Xboxes that they played this tournament on. They sat down, did a couple of, like, you know, content pieces as well that I'll definitely need to watch over the next couple of days. But yeah, if you guys didn't see this, they had quite a few veterans of the scene here. Now, look, it wasn't all, you know, players that had played in the Black Ops 2 era, for example, but certainly these guys used to play back in the day. Doug, definitely a veteran of that era. He was around, you know, won the national championship in Black Ops 1 way back in the day. Don was a captain, Attach was a captain, Major Maniac was a captain. They played out the tournament last night and, well, there were a couple of good clips that came from it. This was one of them. So Doug was playing for Envy. It was Doug, Arcetes, Sib and Don. That was the Envy team against Equip, Major Maniac, Paul X and Stanley. That was the Saw team. And Attach's team was representing Icons. So thought that was pretty cool. Doug in a 1v1, absolute gunny. And Don's pretty mind blown. It was pretty nice to see this. Of course, this is Meltdown Search and Destroy, right? The map that famously the World Championship was won on back in 2013 when Killer clutched the 1v1 against Preefy for Freako Impact against Envy, notably enough, as they were representing at that time. And we think Meltdown might be coming back. There are some rumours whether it is or not, we're not 100% sure, but Treyarch have said that there is a BO2 map that was just played in Search and Destroy that will be making a comeback. Meltdown would be probably the most sensible guess for that, and it was a solid search map back in the day. Still plays well today, and yeah, here's Doug popping an absolute piece, and I thought that was pretty nice to see. In the end though, it was Major Maniac's team that took the victory. Doug says felt good to finally compete again, and it was these boys that take the win. So Paul X, Stanley, Major Maniac and Equip, they won the tournament in the end, so congrats to those guys, and nice to see a little bit of throwback tournament action going on as well. Now, there was also a bit of drama around CoD Next. So today's the 29th of September, tomorrow's the 30th, so that works, and that's the CoD Next day. And a couple of days from now is going to be the kickoff of the beta, the open beta, or at least the early access beta. I think the open beta comes a few days later. It's not going to be hard to get early access if you want to, because I think they said right about here. Now, we'll have a look at all the names on this in a second, but watch their streams. So if you watch any of these guys for an hour, then you'll unlock the code to get early access to the beta. Now, there were a couple of interesting and unfortunate things here, because I think the exclusive ace is listed here. Yeah, there he is, exclusive ace, but unfortunately, he won't be able to attend because of this. Now, of course, he's not a pro or anything, but he is a good friend, I would say, of the competitive scene. A lot of the times the pros will say, hey Ace, like, is this gun actually good? Or what do the numbers look like on this? And he'll do the testing and he'll figure out, okay, this attachment's good, this weapon's good, this weapon's bad, whatever. And, you know, I think Ace is a great, I've watched him for, I mean, it must be well over a decade at this point with the content that he used to make back in the day. And he was meant to be at CoD Next, but as he says, bad news, I ended up with the wrong border agent on my way to CoD Next who didn't understand the nature of my work and the purpose of the event, so I was denied entry and won't be able to attend, which is highly unfortunate. Now, it's always an interesting thing if you're not American coming into the US as to making sure you get in, right? So, you know, typically you can say, obviously you're not meant to, but you can just say, well, I'm here on vacation, right, to do X, Y, Z, and they'll probably be fine enough with it. But obviously in this case, Ace is there, he's going to make content around this event, and, you know, sometimes the border agent's like, well, you coming here to work, and if you've not got the appropriate visa to work, then unlucky, right? So I don't really know what the protocol here is meant to be. Sometimes you just get a bad border agent and you get cooked, especially if you don't go about things exactly the right way. But I don't know, should CoD Next, or maybe they do, I don't know, should they give these creators that are coming in from other countries some sort of letter to say, like, look, you've been invited for this purpose? I don't know. There's got to be some better way to do this, because, and maybe Ace did have exactly the right permits and requirements and he said the right things, he just got very unlucky. It does happen on occasion, to be fair. So I don't know what sort of visa or anything he might have required for this, but yeah, highly unfortunate and relevant for the competitive scene, because Beans is in the replies. Of course, one of the most important moments of this CDL season was Beans not being able to make it out to Major 3, and, well, we know what happened after that. They brought in Mercules, then Mercules did rather well, chalked the Toronto team, Merc ended up on OpTic, won back-to-back events at the end of the season, right? But yeah, for Beans, again, if they're coming in, they've got to have some sort of work visa, right? Because they are going to do their job at the events and playing to win some serious money. I wouldn't think it would be exactly the same with regard to CoD Next, but yes, I don't know. I think that's rather unfortunate, but it was nonetheless kind of relevant. But as I say, speaking of CoD Next, these are all of the names. Now, not all of the names, actually, because Zuma is not on here, but he will be there. So, you know, it's kind of funny, right? Because people are like, oh, Zuma's a brand risk and all of this. But there's plenty of names on here, including many players that we know from competitive Call of Duty or just CoD in general. I mean, you know, Aiden's here, Biffle's here, there's many other, of course, of some of the Warzone guys, but there are some notable competitive Call of Duty players as well. I mean, Hitch is there, but also we've got HyDra. Methods is on the list here, we've got OpTic Hex, and if you go further down, you'll find Scump, and then Shotzzy, and then Simp, pretty much all in a row. So there is going to be some decent representation from the competitive Call of Duty player base, and, well, we'll see how that goes. Now, Zuma says, see a lot of you guys tagging me, I will be there live, my name isn't on the list because I'm done, that's all you gotta know. So yeah, looks like that's gonna go to plan, and we're gonna get some decent feedback probably on the game. The other thing that I wanted to get into was these pretty funny clips that were going down. So Scrap's been playing some Cold War chals. We know how this off-season went. At the start of things, it was a load of Black Ops 3 chals, which did happen and are continuing to a certain extent. Drazah is still playing chals every single day, but some of them have now switched out to Cold War, which is one of the other games that people go and play as a throwback. So lots of chals going down, some funny moments where Scrap and the boys have totally collapsed. We've seen that happen on this map Raid, we've seen it happen on Express as well. Shotzy's going to talk about that too in a second. The TJ has been talking quite a lot over the last few days, despite the fact that, as I said yesterday, as it stands, we don't know where, if anywhere, TJ's going to end up. And I think Scrap had a pretty funny response to that when he said in this clip, when TJ says, look, Thieves, you might be pretty good, but I've got OpTic, Scrap says, look, Teej, I've got Omit when you guys are playing them in challenges when you're on Team Notorious.
I just wanted to upgrade, Big Twin.
Let's go. I fuck with your team. If it was like NW3 or some shit.
Go for it.
NW2 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you can't take these two.
Oh, he's over there showing.
Yeah, you guys might make a finals. I don't know. We'll see. See how the game plays out. Get some good to the stream. I got OpTic.
I got Omit. I got Omit while Teej is on Notorious.
This is a prime. Teej is actually gonna win that shit, I promise you.
Man, shit, I've done it before.
My dog.
You won a pro in the league? No, you haven't.
Put on an AM team, made a grand finals with an AM team. Scrap, you ever done that?
Are you actually the best against
An AM team?
Scrap, you ever done that?
No, no.
Teej?
Nah, you need superstars around you. HyDra, CleanX. I got Abe.
Teej, you guys really got trick shot in finals, relax.
You need superstars around you, bro. I can do it by myself. That's what I've been doing.
The Teej uplifts everybody around him, except for Dylan.
The difference between me and you, Aaron. Scrap, it's not a skill issue, buddy.
Teej, shut the fuck
It's not a skill issue, by the way. It's just a blacklisted by the
bro,
league.
bro, no, it's not, bro. You are literally
You're
horrible.
talking like Byron, I'm literally blacklisted.
Literally blacklisted by the league.
No, I promise you, you're just god awful.
Yeah.
And you have no connections. You don't DM anyone.
Yeah, I don't DM fucking shitters.
Bro, Teej is connected with like Slippy.
Man, how are you not playing with like Craze or something? Where?
I'm running back.
He was like A side.
Get hit our side, chat. I'm
I
gonna
don't
look
push
at mid train.
He could be mid-track. I would put you in, I'm sounding on our attack.
Running out of time.
Wait. Ooh.
Alright, that's bomb too. Look at the mid train it.
Alright, push you.
We should go together.
You should go that side.
I have the top cut. I don't think he went top.
I'll jump in mid train, bro. Wow, where you at?
I'm about to work our side.
No, came out their side.
Where'd he go? Where'd he
I don't know. Yeah.
Yo, can we run at this guy?
I'm top train.
Yeah.
What? I feel like what Ernie doing is fine, but I feel like the other two should like.
Look at the mid train it.
Alright, push you.
We should go together.
You should
Bro.
go that side.
I have the top cut. I don't think he went top.
I'll jump in mid train, bro. Wow, where you at?
I'm about to work our side.
No, came out their side.
Where'd he go? Where'd he
I don't know. Yeah, like lockers.
Bro, they're all treating like this guy's fucking god, bro. So wait, how much money was that for? That's funny, dude.
So people are trying to figure out, is the upcoming season going to be a 2-team league again, 3-team league, 4-team league, whatever? Because a couple of years ago, Modern Warfare 3, it was considered to be a 4-team league, certainly during most of the season, because the 4 events were won by an OpTic win, a FaZe win, a Toronto win, and a New York win, of course. That was before Thieves formed their God Squad, if you want to call it that, going into Black Ops 6. Last year, it looked like a 2-team league, but actually when you look back at the season, it was very much so a 3-team league. There were 6 events last year, split 2-2-2 across FaZe, Thieves, and then OpTic at the end of the season. So again, people are going to try and figure out what does it look like for the upcoming year. Is it going to be simply a 2-horse race at the top of the field with the OpTic reigning world champions, which surely are still going to be competitive next year? You would expect Thieves surely should still be in the mix too. Yeah, people have questions and doubts on whether Kenny is the right fit there, but you know, I think they've tried to upgrade their roster, they've tried to take a step forwards, and it's difficult to imagine that a team with Scrap and HyDra won't be at least competitive, and it's not like they haven't got aBeZy and Kenny, because they have, as the other guys on the roster. That's obviously going to be a scary team. People have their questions on FaZe, on Gentlemates, on, you know, Heretics, what they could do for the upcoming season as well. So people are trying to answer this question. Teej is just pretty funny in general, but I thought it was interesting that Teej is talking all this, and he's saying, yeah, you know, you guys might make a final. I got OpTic though in that grand finals, right? So Teej reckons that whatever Thieves have done is not necessarily going to be enough to tip them over the edge next year. But also, what about TJ, right? Where's he going to go? Because as we said a couple of days ago, it's not like there are too many options for Teej left out there right now. Ravens, we don't know what they're cooking up, but of course Space Station could come in and change the game over there. And then that's pretty much it, apart from Cloud9, right? We don't know what Cloud9 are doing. Maybe Teej ends up on that roster. You know, wouldn't doubt it. He's still got good connections in the pro scene. He's been solid over the last couple of years. So I don't think it's necessarily over for Teej in the league just yet. But yeah, as Scrap says, look, you can talk trash on my roster, but you know, you might not even be in the CDL. And we also had the Shotzzy clip that I shared as well. If you guys didn't see them getting 1v3 like this the other day, it was pretty funny. And yeah, Scrap was probably a little bit over-optimistic at his spot here just because of the way he was standing. But I think arguably, as Shotzzy says, what were his teammates really cooking? And to get, I mean, this was a 1v4, I think, that became a 1v3. To lose like this in a round 11 fashion on Express Search and Destroy is just absolutely shambolic. So thought that was all rather entertaining, but very much enjoyed your thoughts as always in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, take care, and I'll see you next time.
Like this is what I'm running. Like I'm not running that shit. Like I'm not running it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I was, oh my god, Doug is just better. See, I was an unselfish teammate. Like if they wanted me to grab bomb, I was doing it. If they wanted me to do this, I was doing it. You know what I mean? Oh!
God, there is enough time on the clock.
Oh shit!
Doug will shut it down.
Doug is him.
He's done it again.
Doug is him.
Oh my god!
You talk shit on his name.
Oh my god!